Ladies, gentlemen, bodies of water, welcome to the Alchemy Lab. My name is Lee, and I'm playing Kalthar.
I'm Carl, and I'm playing Graccus.
And I'm Matt, and I am the DM of the Shattered Lands, Streets of Mihre. Welcome back to the Loaded Dice. Part 2. So last time, your summons to your old pal Charon were answered by Ender, End of Winter, the Tabaxi mysterious figure, and a chap named Kalthar, who was too big to go in the front door. Also, it seems like the Delanos have attempted to seed a bit of division between you and Mr. Swift. But luckily for, well, I think they maybe underestimated him, thought it was a bit of a job's worth, and he decided instead, you know what, I'm actually going to talk to you myself about this, and he did. And so you won't have any issues with him, it seems. Right now, you're on your way down in a balloon, in a large balloon, large reinforced balloon to help with Mr. Kalthar. And you are heading down toward Tier 7. And with a soft bump, you set down on the dock. The place is different.
Who's with us? Is Ender with us as well?
Ender's the driver of the balloon.
Okay.
So Ender is there, and you are there, and Graccus is there.
Okay.
The place seems different, Graccus.
Okay. Literally, as I hop off the and
oh,
been too long.
Enjoy that.
Graccus, as you take a deep inhalation of musty, polluted, smoky air, there is just a faint little sweet smell underneath it. Make a perception check.
19.
Okay, so Kalthar, you'll know all this already. So, Graccus. The docks look a hell of a lot more run down than you remember. There are a lot less dock workers on duty. Beyond the dock, the place is just, it feels a little more crowded. There are more balloons and kind of rough-looking airships moored up, but the place is there's definitely bigger crowds around.
Right.
As you pad up the docks, you see a few kind of destitute people sleeping beneath piers and just dressed in clothes that are starting to get ragged.
Ender, what the hell happened?
Well, what indeed? What indeed? Plenty of things happened. Primarily, the Lover's Haze happened. And it's been spreading rather quickly.
Of course it has.
Yes. I'll let Mr. Charon explain a little more. But suffice it to say, things down here have gotten a little shakier. Which is surprising, considering that it's Tier 7.
Yep. Unfortunately, when the tiers above always play their games, it's the Tier 7 that fucking suffers for it.
Your patron likes it too, doesn't he? To Ender.
To Ender?
Yeah. Charon's a...
Oh
it?
yeah. Sorry, yeah. I thought you meant like warlock patron. I was like, what?
So do you
D&D.
know that Ender that we don't?
Yeah, D&D means that like words take on like 76 new meanings, and you're like, what? What are you on about?
Your patron likes it too, doesn't he?
Well, he dabbles, judging by the smell of his office.
Yeah, well, he might not like where it's coming from.
I doubt many people down here give a rat's ass where it's coming from. He might,
Let's go.
indeed. I think you'll find that driver is rather familiar. At the end of the docks, there are a set of beetles, very large beetles attached to a cart. And
Kalthar pokes him in the belly. He doesn't.
make me a strength check.
Straight through the stomach wall.
Boise looks at the pair of you. Well, he looks at Kalthar and sort of goes, all right. Looks at you, Graccus. Hello there. Been a long time
Boy.
since I've seen you.
Yeah, it has, Boise. How you keeping?
Ah, you know, sunrise, sunset.
Yep, sounds about right.
Up on, lads. He wants to see you right away.
I don't
Problem.
wish to break the beetles' backs. I will meet you there.
I'm more, frankly, I'm more worried about the cart. The beetles can take. I think the beetles can take you, but
Farewell. I get on a beetle.
Oh no!
Did you have to say that? Squashed beetle.
The beetle. Okay, you get. I imagine you get on one of the larger beetles.
I get on the largest beetle.
You've never seen a beetle look alarmed before. This
Yeah.
one, the antenna just like good.
Would you like an animal handling check? Because it's quite good.
I very much would like an animal handling check.
Now, this is -1, okay? But I got a 17.
Okay. So, you don't squash the beetle. It
Mhm.
rolled an 18 on its Constitution saving throw,
Yeah.
and it seems to sort of you kind of. What do you do with it? Do you like pat it or something, or stroke its head?
So I go to it, and I say something that I imagine no one understands. Apart, maybe. Well, actually, no. Boise won't even understand. I'm not really saying it. I'm just sort of getting into its up there. And I get on, and I sort of I sort of like hold on to sort of the the shell from underneath, and I just sort of circular motion on its head and give it a little pat.
Yeah, the antenna slowly kind of just sort of still.
Mm-hmm.
And Boise
We make
breathes
her.
again. Yeah, Boise breathes again. All right, well, let's go then, I suppose. And the cart takes off. You know, I'm surprised you're. Well, you know, when people go up to a new tier, Mr. Fowbreaker, they tend to forget the one they left.
People here were good to me when I had no need to be. I lived a pretty shitty life before a lot of things, Ender. I'm trying to make sure I live up to better standards now.
I can respect that, absolutely. You know, a lot of the people here, they fell on hard times. A lot more have fallen on hard times recently. In fact, the influx, well, part of them, a good half of them, are people from Tier 6. A good 40% perhaps are new arrivals. 10 have made their way up from the Undercity. We keep track of these things.
Why here?
Why Mihre? Or why Tier 7?
Why?
Everything falls to Tier 7 in Mihre eventually.
But why have they dropped and why have they come up? Why is there a accumulation here?
Well, Kalthar, for any number of reasons. The people in the Undercity have come up because they don't want to be in the Undercity. The people who have come here from elsewhere have come from elsewhere because they don't want to be in the firing line when Ulverland decide to not be so quiet.
Yeah, well, hopefully that might take them a bit longer than they planned.
The Sixers, on the other hand, that is most interesting.
How many of them are addicted to the haze?
Look around you, Graccus.
It was rhetorical, Ender. I already know the answer. Who do you think's pushing that shit around up there?
Well, that's, I suppose, for you to find out.
I already have a pretty good idea. We shut down one location already.
Indeed.
And
Your
Delano's
Delano,
were linked to it.
Yes, your Delano family are rather... They dabbled quite heavily in it, I believe.
Omar could never pass up a business opportunity.
And he certainly hasn't passed up this one.
No, he hasn't.
The cart begins to slow. You pull up to Charon's large abode. Lots of his boys are around. Seem to be sort of, as you go in through the main doors, they're milling about. Make an insight check, both of you.
This is one of my good skills. I really, every time I'm not a rogue, I really miss it.
I got 12.
19.
Okay. Well, people are slightly muted, and people are also quite nervous. Kalthar, you have been here before, so they know you.
Mm-hmm.
They're not nervous about you, but they're nervous about something, and they're very kind of. There's a bit of anger, a bit of grief here and there.
Mm-hmm. So as we walk in, I'd like to, as I've seen this, I'd like Ender to walk a little bit further and then hold Graccus. Just arm out and stop him.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Has Ender noticed? You probably have.
He may have.
Ender has noticed.
I don't really care. This is not a secret thing that I want to do. Kalthar is not secret. I can do this in plain sight of Ender, should I need to.
Cool. Well, you are.
Mr. Ender said that you will not get him. on your side without something else. Give him the seat of power in the vacuum when you take it. If you believe in this man, and you do not believe in these men, you give him that seat of power. Just a suggestion. And he walks off.
Ender is
I guess-
bemused.
I guess that is the end of the game, isn't it? If I'm victorious, I
Oh,
end up paying-
Kalthar's gone. Kalthar's gone.
Yeah, I'm talking to my.
He's-
I'm talking to
he's gone.
myself at this point.
Yeah.
This is what you should do, and he just walks up.
And Graccus' moment of introspection, sort of talking to himself. Fucking Kingmaker, am
Well, if if he wants. But that might not be what he wants.
I? Well, there's only one way to find out.
I suppose there is.
Men want power, he says as he walks up the stairs. I hear too.
I like him.
He's very loud.
Very honest.
Yes, unfortunately. And Ender goes up the stairs behind him.
Well, let's see what he wants. And I head up as well.
Mm-hmm. The ladies are not present.
Okay.
Where they are, you don't know. Ender seems fairly sort of nonplussed by it. This doesn't seem to be a new thing.
Right.
But it is also the morning, so
I don't know. I reckon.
They'd still be
I
there.
reckon Sharon did 24/7 sexy parties.
Yeah, yeah. That's the image I have is just a rotating door of women just to keep the parties
maybe
going.
so. Well, maybe so. But currently they're not there. His doors are shut. Ender knocks on the door. I told you I don't want to be disturbed.
I open the door.
Oh, for goodness sake. Well, that can only mean one thing. That can only mean that Mr. Fallbreaker is here. Where are you?
I step out from the massive shadow of Kalthar. Charon.
He gets up, walks around his desk, claps you on the shoulder. In fact, like gives you a kind of bro hug.
A bro hug.
He's genuinely
Love the bro
pleased to
hug.
see you.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's genuinely pleased to see you.
Yeah, and I reciprocate it. Like, yeah, it's nice to see an old friend.
Mm-hmm. Ender, go on, get yourself a few drinks. We'll be seeing you. All right. He closes the door. Charon double locks it immediately.
Have I come in? So
Yes.
I wanted to
Mhm.
get under it. And...
Yeah, you're both.
for all the while, I have been like in front or behind Graccus,
Mhm.
like a sentry to this man.
Okay.
So they've been kind of orbiting you, as you're like he
Okay.
orbits you again and sits down at his desk. Not got a seat big enough for you, but you have a seat.
I think I will. I'll just take a seat facing Charon.
Oh boy.
I press up. I just go behind and turn to the door.
All right. Well, have you been keeping?
Vigilant to make sure that my life doesn't get taken by some Delano assassin, so... All in all, I've been worse.
Oh, welcome to the club.
You too.
Oh, well, you know, up there they're always looking for excuses to come down here.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, he's disappeared. In the meantime, I think... Well, we should talk about your message, shouldn't we?
Yeah. I meant it. I'm going to war.
I had a feeling you meant it. To be honest with you, I'm half tempted to get right out there and bash some skulls.
I want to take a more measured approach at first. I did learn a few things from Cassius after all. As much as I want to kick in the door and smash as many skulls as I can, I want to make sure that if I'm doing this, I'm prepared. I have other favours I can call in, hopefully.
Oh, and I am one of them.
If you're willing to help.
I am willing to help.
Mr. Ender said you would want something in return. What do you want in return?
Very good. Straight down to brass tacks. As as I'm aware, you know that I have an issue here. A dripping. A leak.
Yep.
I want it gone. I can't help you if it's still there.
You sure it's a leak to them then?
I don't. It's a leak to someone fucking horrible.
Fair enough.
Possibly to them. Possibly higher. I don't know.
Well, if the lovely Mr. and Mrs. Delano are in to go by, they have some backup quite high up in the tiers. So
That's an issue.
look, truth is, I don't care who's on their side. I intend to burn it all to the fucking ground if I get the chance. If a leak is your problem, I can fix it.
Do you have targets, Mr. Delano?
I beg your pardon?
Do you have targets, Mr. Charon, not Delano? For some reason, in between the last 2 episodes, I have had some poison, even when I said I wouldn't.
Well, okay. Well, I have... Look, I don't. Alright, let me lay this out for you. You may have noticed that the haze is spreading.
Mm-hmm.
Spreading very fast. Faster than anyone here can keep a tab on it, including me.
You enjoy it as well, don't you, Mr. Charon?
Not this brand.
It's Delano's new brand. It's more addictive.
What it is shite. It is shite and cheap. And the thing about shite, cheap drugs is that everyone can buy it, and everyone is down here.
Yep, that would be the Delano's, alright. Omar's business plan. Saw it in tier 6 as well. The tea shop got involved and ended up being linked to them as well. So,
Well, I don't know what they're selling up there, but what they're selling down here is shite. And it is rotting this place to the core. I've not touched this stuff since. It's poison.
any idea who the leak might be?
No. I know that's not great.
I just
However,
asked that, Mr. Foebreaker. You need to listen better.
However, here's the thing. There is a way that you can flush them out, I think. I don't like this haze at all. I want it gone. So I put some boys on it. A couple of good boys. A couple of smart boys. And they took a walk. Now, when he says took a walk, now Kalthar, I'm not sure how long you've been on Mihre. How long have you been on Mihre?
Well, myself and Carl were discussing this while your internet blocked. Yeah, when you went into the Phantom Zone. I reckon I've been here for quite some time. I think, in fact, I've been born here as a Warforged.
Very good. Okay, so both of you then are well aware that when he says took a walk, he
They've
means
gone.
off.
They're gone.
That is, it's a common parlance for people who opt out. They
They're
just
gone.
jump.
They're gone. Common parlance for they have fucking actually jumped.
Yes.
They actually jumped. Okay,
Mhm.
shit. Okay.
Yes. So yeah, you know explicitly they whoop.
Have fucking ended it.
Yep.
Okay.
Now, that's not uncommon. Not uncommon down here, especially now. People opt out, as it were. But
Yeah.
not these boys. Not boys who've got a purpose. They don't tend to do that. And look, I'll tell you what people saw. After one of the parties, they saw both of these boys. They seemed drunk. They stumbled out to the docks, climbed over the railing, and jumped. No reason, no motivation. Nobody who knew them can tell you what brought that on, not even their next of kin. And I'm suspicious. They didn't even scream on the way down.
They weren't all there then. Somebody else had a hand in that. Probably magical. Or drugs.
Well, we need to know.
How long ago was this?
3 days.
And where was the party held?
It was held here. Where do you think the girls are?
Point.
Let me be absolutely clear to both of you. I know you. I know you're reliable. And I know you can sort it out. And you, Kalthar, you're honest to a fault. I know you're trustworthy. But I want to make this very explicit. You've got to take charge of this. Find out who killed the boys. And you'll find the leak. And be bloody careful. Don't trust anyone. Not even Ender. Not even Boise. Don't trust anybody.
So the three of us in this room are the only ones who can know what's going on right now.
The three of us in this room. Now Ender is going to be... He's going to be attached to you. So he's going to be very... Well, he might have his suspicions.
I think you and I both know if Ender makes up his own mind, there's not much we can do about that.
True.
Speak for yourself.
Fair point. You are a lot bigger than I am.
I've seen him take down big prey. Be very careful around him.
I'm
If
happy
he
to
is
have
the
someone like that
person.
on At this point, I used to be so scared of people like that. In all honesty, Charon, I really did. But in the last few months, well, I've fought mad women determined to bring a plague to the entire tier. I have fought psychopaths who would kill their son-in-law because they felt they weren't good enough for their daughter. I've seen monsters take the minds of men to try and bring a demon back to life. A mortal no longer worries me. If he's the leak, I don't care what prey he's taken down.
Mortals can do some very unexpected things.
Yes, they can. I've learnt that the hard way, especially in the last week. I'm tired of being on the back foot. I'm tired of being the one hunted.
Well, you're going to be hunting.
Happily.
Is this what you require to be on Mr. Graccus's side?
Oh, aye. You know, honestly, that's all I require. I owe you. I owe you, and I owe Valentine.
You should know that Valentine is with the Delanos as far as I know.
Well, in that case, I owe you. You made this place better for a while.
If I can, I'll make it better again.
Well, this fucking leaker would be a good start.
Happily. However, favoured, while we're doing this, can you get Knock up to tier 4?
The 4?
Mm-hmm. I have a Lord Zier. We saved his life and helped repair some broken family ties with him as well. I have a few people outside the city that I want to contact. Reinforcements not from Mihre, people I can trust. On Kalthar, there's an Orcish tribe. I helped them with a problem they had. I might like to call in a favour. And I'm hoping a very old friend is still among them, a hunter of my people, Surak. If I can get them here, I would feel a lot fucking better about going to war with an Orcish war party at my back.
If I were you, I wouldn't call them a war party. That gets them up there a little bit nervous.
Call them whatever the hell they want.
Call them farmhands.
Works for me. So yeah, specialises in farming. It's a decent excuse. And orcs are pretty good for hauling large farm loads around, so.
You know, I've heard you're good with large instruments that are for cutting.
Yeah, we are awfully proficient in bringing things down that are much bigger than us.
Yeah, trimming a few heads of corn.
Exactly.
Separating the wheat from the chaff.
Oh, we're experts at that.
I'll get a message to him.
Anybody else in tier 7 that wants to help. But I want to make this clear. This is war, Charon. I mean no mind about anything other than that. I'm well aware that people on both sides will die doing this. I will not make anyone fight if they don't want to.
What do you desire, Charon? He turns around at this point.
Have you been talking facing the door the entire time?
Yeah, yes. He was in sentry mode. He was protecting the one entrance to the room.
Right now, what I want is this leak fixed and this tier not a shite.
I understand. What do you want after that?
I don't know how long it's going to take to clean up this new strand of the haze. It could take months, it could take years.
What do you want?
There's going to be a power vacuum when the
I'm going to get
nudging that one
closer to him.
Mm-hmm.
What do you want?
If it helps, Charon, before we came in, Kalthar here suggested that you might want to take the seat of power left behind from the Delano family. There will be a vacuum if I succeed.
If we succeed.
Apologies, we succeed.
And you think that I would be a good fit for that, do you?
You care more about the people in Tier 7 than most people do. You actually give a shit what happens to people down here. Hell, you want to clean up the Lovers Haze because it's going to get people killed. How many leaders can you think of that?
And what happens to all these people if I fuck off up there?
You get more power to do more for more people.
It trickles down, Charon, you know that.
You can do a lot of good in Tier 5.
Leadership trickles down from 1 to 2 to 3 to 4 to 5 to 6 to 7.
Make me a persuasion check.
I can that is my best one.
I feel there's an assistance here as well because we're both trying to talk him into this.
With advantage, yes.
Well, my advantage is crit, so...
At the end of this run, there's a very good chance that Mihre is going to be run by Cassius, Graccus, and their friends, isn't it? At this rate,
you're gonna make gangster orgy man.
You know how it works here, Charon. The power rolls down. You don't run this. You run this a little bit, but it comes from tier 6. But that comes from tier 5. And that comes from tier 4. And 3. And 2.
Think about the good you could do.
1.
If you were up in tier 5, marshalling it there down, tier 7 wouldn't be isolated because it's tier 7. You could actually trade with tier 6 effectively. You could open people's up, give people opportunities. You can make this more than a slum.
Leave the beetle man here.
The beetle man?
He means Boise. Once this leak is resolved, we can work out who you can and cannot trust. Leave your own power, leave your own stance here. People that they can come to for help.
Oh.
You and I both know the guards down here are shit and don't do anything for nothing.
Oh, you're going to turn me into a politician and you're going to make me train another person who's going to have to... Oh, you know what? If you keep going up, you better make me the fucking king.
If I can get you high enough, I'd happily do it.
Have you not trained people already, Charon? You seem very successful down here.
I'm partly the reason why I'm successful is that I rely mostly on me. I'll think about it.
On me.
Very well. And I leave. I'm done with this Scottish man. I open the door and leave. And I wait outside though. I don't walk off because my ward is inside. So
I'm not going to make you take the seat if you don't want it. I'm just explaining that there's going to be a vacuum. And I'd rather someone I know and trust takes that stand than someone who could be worse. Ender said something to me before we came down here.
Aye.
That what I'm doing has to be more than about myself. If I'm going to war, it can't just be for vengeance. It can't just be for me. Maybe he's right. I have been so full of hate for this family for so fucking long that I'm tired, Charon. Maybe this can be how I atone for all the shit I did under their banner. I burn out the cancer and let something else better be in its place.
Wheat from the chaff.
I told you we're very good at that.
One thing at a time.
I'll sort the leak. You have my word.
All right. Well, good luck to you.
I'd stand up and offer my hand over the desk to him.
He takes it.
You saved me while I was down here. You and Cass. I might have lost him. I'm not losing you.
All right. Well, I won't get lost then.
Now, I should go fix a leaky pipe, I see.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, we'll finish there. Ladies and gentlemen, Bodies of Water. Part 2 of, what is it? Loading the dice.
Loading the dice, yes.
Loading the dice. All right. Super. So, leaky leaks to fix. Will they fix
Likey
it?
likes to like, comments to comment, and subscriptions to subscribe to. Ladies and gentlemen, Bodies of Water.
Yes, indeed.
Also mines.
Yep.
Also mines.
And don't forget to share the videos too.
Do that. That's
Share
good.
the shares, yes. Until then, bigger to each other, and see you later.
Bye-bye.